best professional wrestling discussion on the internet. World Wrestling Entertainment, TNA Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and much more. This, ladies and gentlemen, is In the Hot Seat with your host, Fortminorproject.
Alright, so I want to welcome everyone back to the In the Hot Seat podcast. This is episode number 2 for the podcast. Doing this, of course, video style and as well audio style, of course, for the podcast, which you can find the In the Hot Seat podcast on as well with Anchor and Spotify, of course, right here on YouTube and others to come as well. So this week, of course, obviously doing it solo style. I am looking at actually reviewing for last night's, that's right, NXT Takeover in your house, and it's been forever since they actually had it in your house, and I'm hoping there will be actually a lot more out of this now. So for the NXT takeovers that aren't named, maybe they can be named in your house, and we'll see where that goes. So anyway, gonna get right down into it, obviously, of course, with what happened with the matches and what my thoughts were and everything else, and my thoughts overall as a whole. So as always, have the tablet with me, and with the first match that we did have for NXT TakeOver, where we had the 6-woman tag team match, and in this it featured Mia Yim, Sachi Blackheart, and Tegan Knox, and on the other side we had Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and of course Raquel Gonzalez. And this one was an interesting way to start things off, and to see a lot of elements going into this and everything. Of course, Dakota Kai and Raquel dealing with Tegan Knox and everything, so they had their moments and stuff. Of course, with Candice LeRae getting into the mix and everything, and Sachi Blackheart has been doing some really cool stuff. I'm happy she's involved in storylines more. Of course, Mia Yim and Candice having their thing as well, and basically fighting forever, which we've seen that, and Team Mia Yim actually getting the win, and that's really cool. I'm happy for that, and can't really go wrong with that. So I want to see what's going to be happening next. I'm sure we'll probably see a singles match between Mia Yim and Candice LeRae officially, since I know they're able to have them technically on NXT. Ended up being a mixed tag, but that is what it is there. And in the next match, basically a first time ever Finn Balor and as well Damian Priest on this one. And this one was pretty interesting how it led up to it, where Damian Priest basically took out Finn Balor, and not really wanting to be bothered with him, but Finn Balor coming back and actually basically dealing with the challenge and everything, and these two going back and forth and everything with interesting spots, especially with the steel steps and stuff like that. So Damian Priest did come close, but Finn Balor was able to stand tall and be on top on that. So maybe we'll see a few coming out of this, definitely for sure. So we'll see where it's gonna actually lead into. But heel Finn Balor, definitely, I've been really into it and been really enjoying that for sure. Then we have the NXT North American Championship online, Keith Lee and Johnny Gargano. And Johnny Gargano has been NXT North American Champion before. It's been quite some time, so he was able to really try and get it from Keith Lee, trying to deal with his, tactics and trying to stop Keith Lee, but Keith Lee wasn't really having it, so he actually ended up retaining. And we did see Candice LeRae and Mia Yim get into the mix again, still fighting it out since the 6-woman tag team match. So cool that Keith Lee was able to win. So we'll see where this goes, and Keith Lee actually being NXT North American Champion, dope stuff there as well. Then we get into an interesting thing here, another cinematic match, if you will, and we have the Backlot Brawl for the NXT Championship. Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream on this one, and people were speculating if Adam Cole was going to stay or not and everything. He did resign a contract, which is good. I didn't really see him going anywhere, and the Undisputed Era wouldn't really feel the same without him. Of course, we did see them get involved and everything, but we also had Dexter Lumis actually helping out Velveteen Dream for a bit there, so that's a kind of interesting yet random pairing between the two, and Dexter Loomis actually taking away the rest of the Undisputed Era. We saw, the use of, steel chairs and everything like that. So it was literally outside. They had a ring that the cars set up and everything. So it was kind of like Crush Hour meets the parking lot brawl. So that was pretty cool how they did that. And Velveteen Dream unfortunately didn't win. I was hoping he would, but Adam Cole ended up retaining, so he's keeping that title for a bit more longer. So looking to be the longest reigning NXT champion for a lot longer, and we'll see where that goes with that. So yet another cinematic match, and we'll see what other crazy creations we'll get to see for sure. Then the next match where we had Karrion Kross and Tommaso Ciampa on this one, and it's pretty crazy how things turned about. Of course, Ciampa wanting his payback and revenge after being taken out before and everything, but actually Karrion Kross actually holding his own, being really stronger than ever, and being able to dominate in a way over Tommaso Ciampa and actually winning. So with every move Ciampa will make, it kind of made basically Karrion Kross stronger. So Karrion Kross is able to actually get the win with the submission, I do believe, if I remember correctly. So I knew Karrion Kross was a star before, so seeing him now being on NXT with Scarlett and everything, so things are looking pretty badass, and I want to see what more Karrion Kross has to offer now that he's with Scarlett in NXT. So there you have it with that. And of course, where we have the main event, NXT Women's Championship on the line, Charlotte Flair, Io Shirai, and Rhea Ripley. And getting into this, these were, my favorites going into this, and made it really hard on who I really wanted to win. It was either between Charlotte Flair or Io Shirai on this one for me. But either way, I would have still came out a winner because I like all three of these women, and they really did their all here, especially Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley going at it, continuing things. Io Shirai being the genius of the sky, being able to fly and everything, and especially from the top of the house, which is really cool. So I like how the house was used, and we had that in your house, actual house stage. So that was really dope to see. And Io Shirai being thrown into the window and everything. Almost didn't think she was going to make it back, but she does. She's able to get the win, get the NXT Women's Championship. So that caught me by surprise, a good surprise. So that was a long time coming. Been really loving Io Shirai, especially as a heel. So really awesome that she's NXT Women's Champion. So almost a little surprised that Charlotte Flair didn't retain. But Io Shirai getting the title and going over it, that was dope. That was cool, and that was basically it, really. I mean, NXT Takeover probably ended around, if I remember correctly, like around 9:30. Started at 7 as always, and no kickoff matches, of course, for this one. Usually for NXT Takeovers, so really easy to sit through and watch and everything. So definitely didn't really disappoint. So overall, as a whole, I thought it was a good show. I don't think I've really seen a bad takeover, really. And we'll see what we're gonna have for the next takeovers and stuff like that in the future, and maybe we'll have another in your house one. I'm pretty sure that would be really cool. But those are my thoughts and opinions. Definitely leave your thoughts as well. You can leave them in the comment section right here on YouTube, or be able to check out my Twitter, which is in the hot seat 89, and we'll talk about that too as well for the takeover in your house. So anyway, rather short episode this week, pretty solo style and everything, pretty damn fine with me. So there you go with that. So hopefully things are going good on your end, and still continue things with self-quarantine, and with things going on by, kind of like forgetting the days, and every day seems like the same, unfortunately, which is getting annoying itself. Can't really do too much, so there's always this to come to and be able to talk about, not just wrestling but other things. So especially with the first episode with the podcast, which was really cool to really have out and everything, a long time coming. So I am looking at actually probably at some point, if I can, maybe make a website, maybe have some merchandise, because I have a lot of really good ideas, especially for t-shirts and stuff. If I could get good at that, then we'll see what happens with that, and try out other stuff and everything. And also I've been trying ways to actually try to get some extra money and do some stuff to keep me busy, things like that. So of course doing this for fun, obviously, because that's what it's all about too. So anyway, that's my thoughts on NXT Takeover in your house. Again, what are your thoughts? What you thought about the show? What was your favorite match? All of that good stuff. And until then, I'll catch you guys probably most likely for Backlash. And of course, we got other stuff coming too with AEW Fighter Fest coming up and stuff like that. So there'll be other stuff, and hopefully at some point I would like to do something different for the podcast and maybe talk about movies at some point and switch things up. And we'll see where that goes. But other stuff that I really would like to work on for the In the Hot Seat podcast. So I appreciate the love and support and everything else. So be sure to leave a like if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you're watching and as well listening, continue to support as well. And until then, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next podcast, whatever the hell the next podcast may be. Until then, stay safe, see ya, and peace.